Alrighty, we are now moving on to dividing exponents, which is also known as the quotient rule of exponents. So this is just the opposite of when we are multiplying or using the product rule of exponents. The quotient rule of exponents states that when dividing two or more powers that have the same base, you can subtract the exponents. So for example, here we have 3 to the 5th divided by 3 squared. So just to prove that this works, how we would write this would be 3 to the 5th minus 2, because we took this 3 to the 5th and we're subtracting the 2, and that would give us 3 to the 3rd. Okay, so just to show, if we were to write this out, 3 to the 5th would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 divided by 3 times 3. Now, with fractions or with division, we can reduce these that way, and we would end up with this 3 times 3 times 3, and that would be equal to 3 to the 3rd. In this case, it'd be over 1 because everything is reduced, which would then give us 3 to the 3rd. So you can see that this longhand shows us that this shorthand actually works. So we have another example here of z to the 9th divided by z to the 5th, and this is going to be equal to z to the 9 minus 5, and that's going to just give us z to the 4th. Not so terrible. In this case, we have c to the negative 3rd divided by c. Now remember, if we have anything by itself, that means that it has an exponent of 1. So this, we're going to have c to the negative 3rd minus 1. And so we have negative 3 minus 1, which is going to get us c to the negative 4. Now, this is not the most reduced as far as a fraction goes, or as far as an exponent goes. So remember that when we have negative exponents, in order to reduce that, we need to make it its positive reciprocal. So that means this is going to be equal to 1 over c to the positive 4th. So there was a hat and a necktie, and the hat told the tie, "You stay here. I'll go on ahead." In this case, we have n to the 3rd divided by n to the negative 7th. And so if we write this out, we're going to have n to the 3rd minus negative 7th. Now remember, anything minus a negative is going to just be adding. So we could rewrite this as n to the 3 plus 7. And that's going to actually be equal to n to the 10th. And voila, there you have it, the quotient rule of exponents.